How's it going, backpackers? Dave here with Off Grid. I'm into backpacking, hiking, camping, and gear. And you're going to see this on a lot of channels so far this year in the new year. But this is my video for all of my new gear for the year of 2023. Now, I covered a little bit of this on my first ever live stream with a bunch of other amazing YouTubers. If you haven't checked that one out, we had a really great time and a lot of laughs. So head on over and check that out. So I'm going to be covering that again, but I only really got to a few different pieces, and I realized that my list was actually a lot longer, so that's what I'm going to get into today. All new gear for 2023. I'm super excited about it. Some of this, full disclosure, I bought some of these pieces in late of 2022. And one I actually used. There might have been one or two that I actually used late in 2022, but I'm just gonna, shuffle it over to the new year here. But let's just dive right into the list. The first one I'm gonna cover, actually the first few that I'm gonna cover are going to be the ones that I covered in that video, so we can kind of get those out of the way real quick. And I've shown this a couple of times on the channel now, but first one I'm gonna cover is the Zpacks Nero. This is a 38 liter, it's DCF in the, the army style green, or whatever kind of green color they're showing here. This was actually made, and they have a tag in it, which is really cool. I got this off of eBay, but this was made in, I think, 2018. It's DCF. They don't make it anymore. I don't think you can get it on their site in DCF material anymore. I think they're just going with the Ultra material. It weighs, without any of the extras on here, which I'm going to show you in a second, a little bit under 11 ounces total. I think it's like 10.9 ounces, something like that. So crazy light, definitely for more of my UL loadout gear list that I had mentioned last year as well. A lot of this gear that I'm talking about today is kind of focused on that UL loadout. I'm really looking forward to that warmer weather and getting that base weight down as much as I can. Next one that I talked about in that video, and we'll go over real quick, is a pair of waterproof socks here. I know it kind of blends in with the black that I'm wearing here, but these are a pair of knee-high waterproof socks by an Amazon, maybe Chinese, knockoff of the seal skins. This is by a company called Randy Sun, and not much to say, really. It kind of feels like it has like a rubberized material on the inside. I might pack some sort of liner socks to go with it. So if you have multiple stream crossings, you don't want to really worry about getting blisters again. So I might wear something underneath these, but I think I'm going to use these instead of my old water shoes now. And possibly pack camp shoes, like a separate pair of like comfy camp shoes, if I'm not really worried about the weight as much. But for the UL loadout, this is going to go in it, but not an additional set of camp shoes. The other thing that I had mentioned in that video, reaching out of frame here, is this guy right here. This is the stuff sack for my Enlightened Equipment Revelation Apex 50-degree quilt. So 50 degree synthetic fill. It looks very thin. You can almost like see through it. I call this my bumblebee quilt because it's got the yellow on the outside and the white on the inside here. I think it has like a quarter zip, and then it's open here at the bottom, and you have a couple of drawstrings to close it off at your foot box area. Couple of reasons for that. This is really just geared more towards the warmer weather. It's kind of looking like, you know, the safety airbag that blew up in Jim Carrey's face in Dumb and Dumber. But 50 degrees, I wanted a warmer weather quilt, and I also wanted something that did open up, because if it was kind of like one of those shoulder seasons where it dipped down a little bit at night or in the morning, I wanted to be able to completely open it up and just kind of drape it over me as an additional layer while still being ultra light when I'm out there. The last piece that I had covered in that live stream that I'll show you right now is this guy. I'm actually going to throw it on through some movie magic here, but because you can't really see it as it is, but it just kind of looks like a trash bag right now, and I'm trying to straighten it out here. But this is a wind shirt by Zpacks. I got this off of their Black Friday deal. This is the second of 3 pieces that I'm going to talk about in this video from Zpacks. But let me just throw it on for you guys so you know what it looks like. Okay, I bet you thought I was going to do one of those overplayed snap things and get it right here on screen, but no. Here you go. Basically, it looks like a big trash bag when you have it on. It's got a hood, no pockets on it. It weighs I think under 2 ounces. I'll throw up the spec on screen here for you to look at. Basically all it is a wind barrier and insulation piece. Okay, let's move on over into a couple of other smaller pieces of gear before getting back into some more exciting, bigger ticket options, and then we'll round it out with some of my camera gear towards the end. What do we got here? Let's look at this guy first. And this was sort of tipped off by Miyagi on the Trail and a couple others that I've seen lately use more of like a straw when they're out there. So this is just an example of like a 23-ounce bottle that I like to use in that shoulder strap right over here. And I realize when you're on trail, I know this is kind of like more of a first world problem, but it's a little bit cumbersome to have to take it out, to pop open the cap and take a swig, pop it closed and put it back every single time you want to take a drink. So I'm kind of doing the lazy man and lazy way out of it. So I found this straw on Amazon that actually also works in conjunction with a longer tube. So if you want to put this bottle in your back pocket or use it with a bladder, you can also use this straw with that. It has an additional straw that goes over this with the bite valve, but I really just needed something simple, and it was really just this piece right here, which is just the adapter to fit the straw. So basically you just pop the cap and you insert the straw, and it's sitting right here. So whenever I need to take a drink, I just need to like tilt my head over to take a swig now. I really like this setup a lot better than having it in the back, because I always want to know how much I have at a quick glance, so I can just kind of like look down and see what I have left before I need to kind of like refuel. But this actually works really well. This was in that day hike video with a couple of my buddies to the bridge to nowhere. I need to customize it a little bit. I think I need to shorten the straw a little bit, but has worked out really well. So excited to use that one in the field. Makes hydration just a little bit easier when I'm out there. Next smaller item that we can look at here is the simple cork ball. I actually did go with the name brand on this one. I don't know why, but I went with the Rawlogy ball. You really just need something that is a little bit smaller, compact. This is the smallest one. I think it weighs about an ounce, something like that. And the main reason why I picked this up was because when I was on the TCT this past year, I noticed that the arches in my feet were a little bit sore after hiking all day, and I kind of wish that I had this. I was trying to use my trekking poles, and that worked a little bit, but kind of wish that I had this to kind of roll out my feet a little bit more, and you can obviously use this on other body parts as well. But very simple, super light. Will probably go in my UL loadout as well, and each kit, so that I can have something to roll out those muscles at the end of long days. Other small stuff here. Here's another one that's kind of like just, you know, it's definitely new for this year. It's not super sexy or exciting, but this is, I don't know if you noticed this or know what this is. It's just a small little measuring scoop. The top pops off of this guy here, and it's just an easy way if you carry any kind of, and this is mostly for like gym rats and those types of people, but just an easy way to scoop out any kind of powders that you might want to bring on trail. I have like a chocolate MCT oil powder that I like to bring with me when I'm out on trail. But if you have protein powders that you want to bring with you out on trail too, you can do that as well. You basically just scoop the powder up in the main section here, you close the lid, and it's just easy for you. Ooh, awesome, I got the perfect prop right here. And it's just easy for you to like tilt it over and dump it back in. I had a small measuring scoop that I was trying to use again on the TCT last year, and it just really didn't work out. So this one weighs, I think, about 0.35 ounces. This is the smaller one. So definitely worth it, and is a super time-saving option when you're out there. Another small one we can look at here, and this is not a name brand. This is an AliExpress special. This is the Vargo Dig knockoff. This is by Taror Titanium. So I would definitely recommend getting all of your titanium products from AliExpress, because you're going to spend about half the cost of anything that you'll be able to find here in America. The next piece that I can show you here is another knockoff from AliExpress, and it's a knockoff of the BRS 3000. This is just an AliExpress version of it that weighs just about the same, probably performs just as well as the BRS, but costs about, I don't know, a few bucks less on AliExpress. AliExpress, and definitely like $7 to $8 less than what you're able to find here in America. It weighs about 1.5 ounces, maybe a shade under, like 1.6 ounces, or shade over rather, at 1.6 ounces. Ultra compact, and just does the job of boiling water. That's all I really needed to do. Fits super nicely in your small Tokes pots, so excited to use that one as well. Okay, those are the smaller ticket items. Let me round out the AliExpress version of the video, or a portion of the video here, with this guy. Comes in this little stuff sack here, so let me wrangle it out for you. I don't even know if this has a name. I really don't know what it is, but you see how quickly and easily it kind of like comes together here. But this is just a tiny little stool that I got off of AliExpress too. I was looking for something like it like literally looks like a little toddler chair. You can fit the whole thing in the frame here, but I've tried it out and I haven't busted it yet, so I don't expect it's gonna last super long. It even has a little thing that says made in China right here. It's kind of funny. But this is the AliExpress aluminum stool that weighs about 10 ounces. I forget how much it cost. It was somewhere around that $15 mark too. Really light, inexpensive, and an easy way to take a seat when you're on trail. Again, this is going to be primarily for my UL loadout. Not really comfortable. You really need to have like a chair with a back on it, but I'm excited to try this one out because I can still bring a way to sit when I'm out there for my UL loadout. This is also really good for when you are trying to take a break when you're on trail as well. So if you're trying to like just eat lunch off to the side and you don't really want to bust out the big chair and have to wrangle with it, this is just, you know, comes together really easily. All right, that's all of the smaller stuff and AliExpress items out of the way. Now we're gonna come back to some of the bigger ticket items that I didn't mention in that live stream. The first of which I don't have with me, so let's get that one out of the way real quick. I'm still waiting on it. There's a little bit of back and forth and some issues with it, and I'll get into that right now. And there's a company by the name, I don't even know if that's the company name, but it's called X-Boil. This is going to be a replacement for my Caldera cone. I'm going to try out something new. I wanted something that was a little bit more compact and a little bit lighter weight. I'm not sure if it's going to really perform as well as the Caldera cone, but I'm excited to try this one out. It is a company that is over in Germany. It looks like it is a contender for the Caldera cone. I really wish that the Storm and Norman cones were still around, but this one is a little bit expensive for what it is. You could probably make it yourself if I thought that I wasn't going to be a klutz and cut my hands and stuff, but I'm excited to try that one out. It's under 2 ounces. You get like the whole kit, sort of like the Caldera cone. They give you a little stove with the felt in it so that it doesn't spill over with all of your alcohol in it, as well as the windscreen, the stove stand, and they also give you a little bottle for your fuel, for your alcohol. So excited to try that one out for 2023 and get back into my alcohol stove system, because I kind of got away from that, went to my gas stove, really enjoy the Soda Windmaster, and I got the BRS knockoff that I just showed you there. So I'm excited to also get back into alcohol stoves for 2023. The next one that I can get into here is going to be, let's see, I got a couple of extras here. I sort of mentioned this one in my live stream with Gearholics as well, but officially unveiling it here. This is the Zpacks umbrella, sun and rain umbrella. It weighs somewhere, it's not Zpacks, I'm sorry, this is a Gossamer gear umbrella. This weighs somewhere in the ballpark of 6.5-ish ounces. And I haven't used it yet. I also got the clip that they sell, so you can like put it in your shoulder strap right here, have it up and not really worry about it when you're out on trail. I primarily got this, I'm not gonna lie, for the sun, not really for the rain protection here in SoCal. It's just a lot more brutal when you're out on trail, so I'm actually gonna get a chance to use this for the first time out in Joshua Tree. I'm gonna be going on a trip with a couple other YouTubers pretty soon, so stay tuned for that one. Next one I'm gonna go over is going to be, and this is the last big ticket item before I get into my camera gear stuff. And you may have guessed it because I had mentioned that I'm going to be rounding out the video with another Zpacks product. I've actually not seen anybody else review these yet. I think it is fairly new. but I was really excited to try this out. Black Friday, I got this as a BOGO sale. So this is the Zpacks carbon fiber twist lock poles. So they have foam at the handle here, so it's probably going to get all on my hands. I already know that. I know that the twist lock is not the preferred method for the locking system on trekking poles either. However, BOGO sale, I got it for the pair. It was buy one, get one free for $60 total. And the weight on this, guy, is 4.7 ounces per pole. So an insane deal at a competitive weight standpoint to the Gossamer Gear LT5s, which are prone to breaking. So I really don't know how this is going to hold up over time. I'll definitely let you guys know if it's just kind of a bust. But for the price point, I thought it was super competitive for a lot of other poles that are out there, and definitely a lot lighter. So again, going with me on my UL loadout kits and just in general. And we're going to round out the video today. Sorry, this is going to go a little bit longer, but I'm super excited about these pieces of gear. I'm going to talk about some of my camera gear. So if you're not interested in any of the camera gear, that's it. Thanks for watching the video. But if you kind of want to know how I shoot out in the field, or if you shoot as well when you're out in the field, I primarily shoot everything on my GoPro camera here. And again, so let me pull this back up real quick. The Zpacks poles don't have any attachments. So I used to go, and my old-time favorite has been the Cascade Mountain Tech carbon fiber cork handle monopods that I basically got another set. So I got like 2 poles, but they sell them primarily as just like one set because they have a screw top right here that I use to adapt for my GoPro to take shots when I'm out in the field. It looks more like a staff when I'm out there, but I have the microphone and everything, so it just kind of worked for that. But it was about 4 ounces heavier per pole. So in going with the lighter poles here, they don't have that attachment right there. So instead, I had to figure out a different way to get my shot. So this is just one piece right here. I just got it off of Amazon, really cheap. It's only like 13, 14 bucks. It's basically just a Velcro strap right here. It's gonna go on my strap. And I'm gonna have the adapter. It's got the quick release adapter for the GoPro, so I'm gonna strap it kind of like right up here, and then switch between either like my shorty stick that I like to get like selfie shots on, and sort of like in the stationary mode. So I'll go from the stick to here for kind of like transitioning for my shots. And the last one that I got, I'm actually excited about this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to take it on too many trips, but I'll definitely be taking shots, especially like when I'm here in the studio or for B-roll shots. And this is by a great company that I highly recommend for any GoPro accessories. I use a lot of it that I'm shooting on right now. It's by a company called Ulanzi. They make great lightweight solutions for your GoPro, or heavier duty if you want more of the metal stuff. But this is actually, this is going to be a shout out to my buddy Brad, As the Crow Flies Hiking. He had something similar. It wasn't this model, but he had something similar when we were out on our trip in the Smokies. Basically what it is just a really long like tripod slash selfie stick, so you can take you know, your selfie shots with it, but it also has a little bit wider of a base here. For your tripod shots. It's got a little locking screw down unit that you can, you know, use so that it doesn't fold in. But, you know, legs are a little bit wider. Definitely will work a lot better for, you know, GoPro, something that's a lot lighter. If you have a DSLR, I would recommend not using this because it's going to be a little bit more top heavy, especially when you have this like all the way extended. But if you're going a little bit lighter in the field, this is one of the better options, I think. Definitely a lot more compact than your standard tripods that are out there. It's literally just like, that's it. You know, I just put it in the side pocket of my backpack and not really have to worry about it. But it is a little bit heavier. This weighs just over 11 ounces, but is not that expensive. Forget how much I paid for it. I'll throw it up on screen. But you can hunt around for a coupon code as well. But I'm not affiliated with any of these products today. This is just stuff that I'm excited to use in 2023. So this is another one that I'm excited to use. But that's it, guys. Whew. I'm finally done. Finally unloaded. There's actually 1 or 2 more pieces that I'm going to save for a future video, just because I didn't want to unleash it just yet and kind of wanted to keep it under wraps. But it's just kind of like smaller stuff, nothing huge, I promise. But just a little bit more prototype-esque type of pieces of gear that I plan on using for 2023. But that's it. That's the roundup. I want to hear what you guys have and what you picked up or what you're excited about using for the calendar year of 2023 down in the comments section below. Even if it's not something that you own, if it's something that intrigues you or something that you're interested in, anything other than the X-Made or any Hyperlite mountain gear products, I want to hear all about it down below. But thanks so much for watching this week, guys. I appreciate you, and remember, if you're headed off grid, make sure you do your research and you make it a safe one. I'll see you on the next one. First one I'm going to cover is the Zpacks Nero, and it'd actually help if I had it here with me. I really should have prepped a little bit better. Man, this thing is warm. Froggy in my throat. Out there. So not much else to say. I just smacked the screen.